Yo, what's going on? Happy Friday, everyone. Excited to be back here for another live stream. And guess what? I have a guest today.
When Justin said yo, I just wanted a yo. I'm like, how many times you gotta say yo?
Okay, so the reason I do the yo is because I don't know exactly when the stream starts, and I always get my words always get cut off. So I say yo a bunch, and then that part gets cut off until I start saying hello. That's why. A little inside baseball here, guys. Let me know where you're tuning in from. Yeah, a clap in the chat. Let us know where you're tuning in from in the chat. Again, if you don't know, this is my wife April.
Hi, friends.
And we're going to be talking about overcoming fear and self-doubt as a creator today. And I thought, what better person to talk about this topic credibly than my wife, because she is the confidence queen. So
no, but I'm the anxiety queen. I'll tell you a little something.
Anxiety queen.
Turned into fearless.
Yeah, exactly. So let me know where you are, what time it is, where you're at. I know we're doing a live in a little bit of a different time today, so thanks for your grace there. But let's just jump right into it, because this is kind of like a podcast for us. We're going to be talking about this stuff. The first thing I wanted to share is talking about the subject of fear. So as you know, my wife and we've been on social media for almost 15 years. You started.
Remember. I just keep saying 13, but I guess it keeps.
It's almost 15 years. It's been. You started your first channel in 2009. And so it was like a very number one. Let's talk about what that was like back then, because like in the beginning, I think we were pretty embarrassed to tell people that we were on social media. Tell me, to walk through your mindset of what that was like.
Yeah, let's walk through the mindset of fear.
Yeah.
Like, first of all, Justin and I are legit fearless. We met on the internet when meeting people on the internet was not a thing. People were like, what? Y'all met on the internet? So we were already about that internet life.
That's a good point, actually.
So just sharing our life on the internet was just the next step. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, but I started YouTube in 2009, and one of my biggest fear, I remember I was gonna get a job at a new preschool, a job that it paid better than the other preschool, and it was like an amazing opportunity. I was gonna make more money than I have ever made as a teacher. But I told that the lady who was hiring me, she owned the school. I said, I also do YouTube on the side. Like, I like what I do. I like my hobby. YouTube on the side is what I enjoy doing. And she goes, no. If you work for me, you have to quit everything and only be a teacher at my school. And I thought, wait a second, I can't have hobbies?
Yeah,
like I thought that was so weird.
Bizarre. Yeah.
I was like, wait a second, you don't pay me enough for me to not have hobbies. Like, absolutely not. So I nicely declined that job opportunity, and I kept teaching at the school that I taught because I liked it. And then I ended up being a server as well, because I needed to make money at pay bills, and so I was a teacher and a server at the same time. And I'm so glad I didn't let the fear of me not finding another job or another opportunity take over, because if that was the case, I would have put money first and been like, okay, I'll quit everything, I'll quit all my whole hobbies just so I can get paid more as a teacher. But she had no right to tell me that I couldn't do what I wanted to do as a side. She's like, yeah, no side jobs, no extra jobs. Like, I couldn't even be a server anymore if I took that job. And I'm like, you don't pay me enough for that. Like, Miss Ma'am, no.
What was the did you have fear telling her that you did YouTube? Do you remember back then when you actually?
No, I did it. It's funny. I was like, it's a hobby. It's fun. Like, why would I have fear? But the fear came when family. When family started to know, my parents were always like, when are you going to get a real job? And then, the only time they actually saw that I was doing well or realized it was a real job was when we were paying their bills, when my income paid their bills. And yeah, I don't know how to explain it, but having a job like this, I explain it like this as it's like being a realtor. I always explain to people, when you're a realtor, when you spend your hard-earned time, showing houses, you're not getting paid at that time, right? But once you sell a house or one of your clients buys a house, you get commission, right? That's like being a content creator. You're doing things for free until you land a sponsorship. Or, I mean, there's other ways to make money, but I'm just saying for sponsorships, that's how it is. That's, and that's how we get paid. You know, you work for free 99 kind of, and then you get your brand deals. And that's how I explain it to people. And so, it was hard. I feel like even now, some family members still give us low key. They insult us. They do little backhanded off comments. And I see that and I sense that even interacting with certain people at certain parents that I know, like just acquaintances, they'll say stuff about our career and it's really funny. Mm-hmm. It's like, if you don't understand it, just ask questions, but don't put a job down that you do not understand, because clearly we're making enough money to live our life. Clearly we are here too. So why does my job seem less than yours? It's a job. It's an honest living. It's a good job. We've always operated in honesty. So why would someone put it down?
I think the what I have come to believe about, because for a long time I didn't understand. I didn't understand why they were being so ignorant about it, making rude comments, like just not really understand. Like it's not the traditional path, right? Mm-hmm. And what I ultimately came to believe, and I really I believe this is universal, is that people they condescend when they themselves feel lacking for not being able to put themselves out there. Like, oh, that's not something I could ever feel the confidence to do, or feel the confidence to pursue something that's not a traditional career path, right? And I think that and when they see someone succeeding in something that I might have liked to do that as well. Like the first tendency is to just look down on it, like, oh, you're doing that, or like making snide comments and all this stuff too. And it's not just like, by the way, it's even like, if you might think, like, the hope is like, okay, all I have to do is prove these people wrong. Like, I just need to like get to the point where I can quit my job, and then they'll finally respect me, or like, you know, make this certain amount of money, or buy this car, or buy this house, or like some material like goal that like you would think that they would respect. What we have learned is that there's no goal. There's nothing that you could ever do that will allow you to earn those people's respect, because it's not about the milestone. It's about their own projection of their own insecurities, and it has nothing to do with you. And so if you, the point that I kind of wanted to make around fear is that you cannot make your decisions about your career or the types of, you know, if you want to pursue being a creator, you cannot base it on trying to prove something to someone else. Because I don't want you to like have this real, or, you know, I just want to like caution you that you may be chasing something forever. It may be completely elusive, and you're never going to like get the respect from the, you know, friends and family and even peers, you know, and the, you know, other creators. Like you may never get the respect of the people that you want to, and that's something that you have to learn how to accept in life. And it's not always easy, you know?
Yeah, I am very opposite, because I literally do not care about respect, people respecting me. I don't know what it is, but like I've come to a point in my life where I've lost so much in my life, like my parents, that like caring about people respecting me, like, I just can't. Like, my parents are gone. The only opinions that ever mattered to me was my parents' opinion. So now that they're gone, I'm like, really? Like, I don't need anyone else's respect. I don't need it from other social media people. I just live my life in a way that is authentic and how I am. And I think a lot of the fear was just nonsense. Like, my fears of caring this and that was just literal nonsense to me. And I don't know how to explain it, but just, I think the biggest, like, y'all can be afraid to do social media if you want, but you know what's even scarier? Living a life you didn't even try. Like, that's scarier to not ever try. Like, you should really try. Like,
dang, yeah.
I think that's way scarier, is to always have the what ifs, or I should have, could have, would have. Like, oh my gosh, Like, that is like a big fear. And you know what's also scary? My crusty skin, y'all. I'm sorry. My skin be dry lately.
I disagree. Looking nice and glowy.
So I can't read the comments. Can you read?
Oh,
some out
yeah.
loud
No,
for
I was
me?
just, you should have brought your glasses in here. Driver Sensei says a person will always condescend your achievements when they don't take the same level of steps that when you don't take the same level of steps that they took. Sarah Dawn says, yep, I've had people tell me variations of how dare I try and become a full-time artist. It's a them problem, not a me problem.
Oh, period. That's right, Driver. What else?
Sarah said, oh, yeah, they were saying, good thing you didn't take that job. You probably dodged a bullet with them.
Yeah.
It's one thing to have a non-compete, but no hobbies. That's too much. Yeah. And Sarah said, yeah, and with honesty, being my own boss means I get to make the moral choices. I don't have to be afraid of what happens if I protest something immoral at a workplace. I'm the one making those choices. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's a great point. I really like that one.
Yes.
Yeah, and I think that the other thing I kind of want to double click on is this whole thing around making decisions from a place of fear, because I've been there. Like, if you are constantly worrying about what could happen, like all of these terrible things could happen. Yeah, I could quit my job, or I could, let's just like pull the thread. Let's say that you're working a full-time job and you're side hustling, you're making content on the side and you're kind of pursuing that passion project. And you think to yourself like, okay, what if I tried to double the amount of videos I'm posting per week while I still have the full-time job? Like, all the terrible things that could happen. Like, I might not get increases in views, or I might not get more subscribers or followers. I might, burn myself out. I might do all these things. And yes, some of those things might be possible, but and so you wrap your brain around all these negative things that could happen, and then you convince yourself not to do it. That's just an example. Convince yourself not to do something, right? Contrast that if you looked at this idea of something that you want to do, and instead analyze all the amazing things that could happen from it instead. In terms of growing your following and establishing more of an authority for yourself and having amazing collaborations and getting amazing opportunities, like all of these things that could happen that are positive, and choosing that, because you have the choice, right? And I think that a lot of times we don't think we have the choice about how to the optimism and pessimistic viewpoint. Oh, I'm just an optimistic person. Oh, I'm a pessimistic person. And I actually disagree with that. I think that, yes, it is one thing if you grew up surrounded by people who were naysayers and always telling you not to try, or you're never going to be anything and all this stuff too. And that colors it. I'm not trying to minimize that, your upbringing at all. But as you move out into your own chapter of your life and adulthood and choosing what you want to do for a career, that is one thing that you do have control over, is choosing how to look at a situation and choosing how to react. No one can ever make you feel any certain way other than you. And so I just wanted to, anyone listening, I wanted to give you that permission that if you have this goal or this objective in your mind and you want to give it a shot, but you haven't given it a shot because of the fear associated with all of the negative outcomes that could happen. They haven't even happened yet, but they could happen. Just try and analyze this situation from a place of optimism and see where that takes you.
Yeah, and I remember we used to have family members have this big fear about, first of all, what you scared of and why are you scared for me? Because I'm not scared for myself. I am not afraid. So
Love that
what
one.
are
Yeah.
you worried about? Worried about your bills, worry about your life, worry about your hairline, okay? Worry about your crusty skin. That's not moisturized, but what you don't need to worry about is me. Drink your water is what y'all need to tell your family members and friends that. List a lot of things. Worry about your kids. Worry about your cholesterol levels. Worry about things that you need to worry about. But me, I don't need to be worried about. See what they used to. You guys.
I like that we're getting some crying, laughing emojis. Yeah.
Y'all laugh. I'm sorry. I'm a little different in my approach. Creator Wizard Listen, my man's a little more professional, but me, y'all need to worry about your hydration.
I know,
okay?
right?
No, but for real, what they would always worry about for me that I never understood, it was like, oh my gosh. Aren't you afraid you're not going to make enough money? Aren't you afraid like a regular job, which I respect absolutely, but I just the way I'm built, I like to be an entrepreneur. But they would be like, it's so much more reliable to have a corporate job. It's so much more reliable to have a job that pays you an income regularly. Yes, but no, because let me tell you this. Out of every single person in our family that I've known, I've maintained a job for what, 15 years, baby? 15 whole years. How many of our family and friends stayed in a job for 15 years? Aside from the old senior citizens, okay, they don't count. But as like someone my age who's kept the job for 15 years straight. Yeah, so you worrying about me and not having an income? I would never come for you, baby. No, I would never ask nobody for help. You know why? I know how to take care of myself, so you ain't never had to worry about me. This is therapy, y'all.
Well, the other thing I think, because like when I quit my full-time job, 6-figure medical device job, people thought I was insane. That you guys are both going all in on this thing like that. That all the fear, all the projection, all that stuff comes to the surface. And the way I've always looked at this whole subject of fear and taking a chance on yourself. And again, you have to remember, like, we planned for many years for us to be able to like quit and go full time.
Yeah.
It wasn't just like, oh, we decided one day, oh, I'm going to quit. It was like, no, it was like she quit first. I kept the health insurance. We, several years of that. Then I quit. Right. So it was like it was a multi-year plan on our part.
We had to make enough consistently every month to make it happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And so it was like, it took planning, but like the other thing too, I think, is that like, when you think about a traditional corporate job, you think of it as like, oh yeah, medical benefits and the stability and all that stuff too. But the one thing that I've learned over the years, and I had a corporate life, like corporate career for quite a while before, I quit and we did this full time. And like, I went through several periods. Like I was employed when the Great Recession happened, and we had to make some serious cutbacks at the company to weather the storm, basically. And I got my salary cut, like just one day, all of a sudden, like, and it's not like we were kind of living paycheck to paycheck.
No,
like we were living paycheck to paycheck. We were in a studio apartment. We were in our young 20s. We were budgeting like crazy. Every single expense was allocated for. And so to all of a sudden have like this big reduction in your salary, just like overnight, it was a huge eye opener. Thankfully, I didn't get laid off, obviously, but like it was a big deal to get a huge pay cut. And we eventually got it reinstated after a while, after things kind of stabilized. But it's just the point I want to make is that you don't have to look that far ago from today to look at during the pandemic, when all sorts of people lost their livelihood, just overnight. And so like all that time that you spent, impressing your bosses and staying late at the office and staying extra hours when you weren't being compensated for it. Like when there becomes times of economic instability and the company isn't doing well, they will not give it a second thought to fire you, to lay you off, to make you redundant.
So is that more reliable than the job that I've had for 15 years?
And the point is that if you look at the difference of the revenue dynamics of the business that we've built, if I pulled up our QuickBooks right now, we've probably been paid by 50 plus different entities in the last 12 months, 50 plus, right? Whether between sponsorships and between, my coaching and courses, affiliate revenue, Amazon, like all the different things that we do, 50 different entities. So what's more diversified? They basically turned off. If you are on the unfortunate side of this, they literally turn off your only source of income overnight and you have no say. And so, let's just say you're a YouTuber, right? The chances of your monetization, your income from your, let's say, AdSense going to zero, unless you get demonetized, but like the chances of it going to zero overnight are basically zero. They're very,
watch
very
it.
slim.
You
What
watch it.
will more likely happen is it will, if things start not going so well, it's over a couple years probably that your views will start to go down, giving you quite a bit of runway to start diversifying and doing
Yeah.
other different types of things. So I actually think what we do, being creators, being YouTubers, being on the internet, and having this ability to kind of be in control of our own destiny, is actually way more stable.
I think it's more stable because of the
than a corporate job.
diversified incomes.
Yeah.
And also, our YouTube career, like mine, my April Athena 7, my cooking channel. I closed my cooking channel, or I still have it going, but I no longer cook with April. But our vlogs, like the views went down because we've been doing it for so long, and we noticed the trend, and so we started doing other things, and that's the thing about our job is we can see a trend happening, and we can realize, wait, we need to do something else and pick up on something else. And so we started doing Amazon Live. Like, at least we can kind of see it, versus like if you were to get like laid off, sometimes it just comes out of nowhere and you don't plan for it, you don't see it. It's so scary and stressful. I remember when my mom got fired from her job during it was during the pandemic, and how she was crying to me, and I'm like, it's okay, Mom. But the thing that she was so sad about was that it was so sudden, and that her job was her way of getting through my dad passing away. And that was really hard on her, because she was like, I don't want to be alone at home. I don't like this. It's not it's bad for my mental health. So
It was like a distraction for her,
it was a
right?
great distraction. So I just wanted to share, the people that tell you that things are so easy to predict or rely on, sometimes it's not. I think you just have to have multiple sources of income sometimes.
Drop it in the chat. I'm really curious. We've got Sarah in here, Delilah, Michaela.
Hey there, Delilah.
Driver Sensei. Can you drop it in the chat as some stories of your people in your life, friends, family,
I'm gonna read
people who have been, down on you, or, not encouraging, or I'm really curious because I really want to acknowledge some of your stories as well, because this is it's very lonely doing what we do. And you those of you who are here probably know this as well. It's hard to talk about this stuff with other people, because it's oh, you're having problems as a content creator. It's it kind of feels unserious to other people,
about my job though, because I love it.
Yeah, no, but I mean, the mental toll that it takes.
Oh yeah, when we used to have haters, a lot more haters. Yeah, but they're not around as much because my YouTube isn't popping anymore. So they're like, oh, forget about her. Thank the Lord Jesus. Yes, please forget about me.
Yeah. So before we go further, I just wanted to give a big shout out to today's sponsor of the live stream, Uscreen.
Yay!
As you know, they've been so awesome sponsoring our live streams over the last few months, and they have. I actually want to pull up. I've been sharing some videos that they have on their YouTube channel, which are awesome. Let me share the screen here. So you guys can see. Share screen right here. Let me do the window actually, so I can go between tabs. All right, there we go. So as you know, Uscreen is the all-in-one membership platform for creators. So let's say you have a fan base or a YouTube channel or an Instagram channel or something like that, and people are constantly in your DMs, constantly emailing you saying oh, can you make a video for this? Or, oh, can you make a much more detailed about this, certain thing? Then, perhaps it's time for you to consider creating an exclusive, some exclusive video content behind a membership. And so they have a bunch of examples, case studies of, other creators who have done this and created a really, really robust income stream for themselves. They have some examples called Filmmakers Academy, Means TV, Lieber and Brat, Abundance Plus, Prodigies. I've talked in the past about people who are teaching skiing. They have skiing memberships, teaching you basketball, anything under the sun you can imagine. There's a lot of different creators who have communities, memberships of that. So there's this video that I linked in the description of this video, of this live stream, called From Facebook to Your Own Community. So one thing that Oh, I got my alarm because I wanted to remember to talk about Uscreen. See, because otherwise I get so enamored with like talking about the stream and stuff, and I forget to do it. I always want to do it right around this time so people can catch it. So this video is really interesting. I would really encourage you guys to go watch it. And what they talked about, like, let's say that you actually already have, for example, a Facebook group, and you're figuring out, and you've realized like, oh my gosh, Facebook groups suck because it's super hard to get engagement from people because, as you know, your updates in your group are sandwiched between posts from Uncle Tom and Aunt Sally, or Uncle, Herbert or whatever. Why did I say Herbert? Like, I don't, that's just like the first name that I thought, Uncle Herbert. But it's like, yeah, I don't know. But it's like people, it's like your posts are getting lost because it's like sandwiched in the news feed. Right. And so they have a whole video about like how you can move your community onto a platform like Uscreen. And so they talked about how important it is to like announce the move, right? If like you're saying, hey, you can't just be like, oh, one of the day, oh yeah, everyone, here's the link, go check out the thing. You have to make it kind of like a thing, right? You say, okay, on this date, we're going to be migrating. You tell people, remind people multiple times. I actually had to do this, right? Because I had a Facebook group initially. Continue to give them frequent reminders. Make it kind of an event, right? You launch it as kind of an event, like a New Year's celebration, right? It's like we're all moving over. Let's all do this. And then also just like remembering that, there will be, some percentage of people who just don't migrate over, which sucks. But that's the reason that you should do it as soon as possible, right? Because you want to, try to get as many people from your current community over to something that you control. Because remember, when you sign up for something like Uscreen, you have direct access to all these people, to their email addresses. You're no longer reliant on the social media platforms who don't give you that type of information. So would really recommend you guys, you check out this video. Once again, thank you so much to Uscreen for sponsoring this portion of the live stream. If you have any questions about Uscreen, make sure to drop it in the chat and I'll make sure to answer them. All right. So diving back into the chat here, Hushy says, there's a great film plot in this, from corporate kickout to internet stardom. Yeah, I know, probably, right? Michaela says, every time I upload a YouTube video, my dad calls me and points out all my flaws. Oh, it's been going on. It's been going on for years, hundreds of videos later.
Michaela, are you for real? Why?
That's so terrible.
But why? You have no flaws. You have no flaws. Parents aren't supposed to say anything like that. You're just perfect in every way is what parents are supposed to say. Like, what? I'm sorry.
I'm seriously sorry. That's
Girl,
terrible.
I have a family member that would point out every little thing or tell me exactly what I should do. And I'm like, do you know what I'm doing?
Is this your channel?
Is this your channel? Do you know what my age group likes? Because I don't think so. So you know what? I just started saying thank you and just moving on. Because there was nothing else I can do. I could have been
thank you for the feedback. Yeah.
In my head, though, I was like, you need to stop.
Yeah.
You don't know what I'm doing. You want to talk about Spanx with me? You want to know how it fit right? You want to know how it gets me snatched? Try some on first, like what?
Sarah says in the chat, because I'm a fashion and textiles, because I'm in fashion and textiles, people don't usually think that it's a professional field. It's hobby work or craft work or the dreadfully sexist women's work. Oh, and no, I won't knit you a sweater for free. Yarn alone costs probably $200 or more. Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, people don't understand what kind of goes into it. Yeah, it's like...
yeah.
Actually, out of curiosity...
That's a lot of work. Knitting? Oh, my goodness.
Out of curiosity, Sarah, like on your channel, I'm not sure if you do, but like, have you talked about the kind of behind the scenes aspects of stuff like that? Maybe that's content, some content ideas, actually, of like people being... of dispelling the myths behind what you do, and like, the materials costs and like how much time it actually takes to like make some of this stuff. And like, I don't know, maybe that might be kind of an interesting thing to talk about, to kind of dispel some of those misconceptions.
Yeah, I love that.
Delilah says, I don't talk to in real life people about my creator visions because they are the first to project their ideas and thoughts about how it's not something they could ever do, so I shouldn't either. Mm-hmm.
It's funny because when you start talking about the things you want to do, why is it people's natural instinct or their go-to to talk about why they wouldn't? Well, the point is, it's not about you. Delilah was sharing what she wants to do. Let Delilah live her life and let her live her dream. how does it affect you? Is my question. That y'all need to just call me and I'll reply to them.
Driver Sensei says, tell your dad to shoot a video and post it as a critique so you can have an example. Yeah, exactly. It'd be like, yeah, Dad, you send me a video. I'll definitely tell you exactly what I think of it.
Yeah, exactly.
Wade Fowler says, it just went up here. Wade says, my dad is critical of mine as well, and it's tough, but we've agreed to disagree. Yeah. It's tough. Yeah, it's like...
What's up with these dads? Come on, dads. Let your child be who they are. You know what I mean?
It's so tough because like I sit and I look at our adorable little kids and I think to myself, like, I could never...
No, we just
I don't know. I could just never think of saying something critical like that to... But I understand. There's lots of parents who aren't like that.
Yeah, and I mean, there's one thing I do call Jacob, and Jacob knows for sure... He a thug baby. He my little thug. Yeah.
Oh man. Liz says, don't let people in the bleachers call the plays. Yeah.
It's called being a
backseat driver. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's so funny how people can give you all this advice. I like to listen to these motivational things all the time. You know what I learned? Someone said, never take advice from someone that's never done what you do. For example, never take business advice from someone that has never invested in anything or done anything like that. You know?
I think the thing I heard Alex Hormozy say it was like, never take business advice from people who are poorer than you. That's what he said.
Oh, he said that?
Because there's always people like trying to like punch up.
Oh, okay.
You know, people being like telling you how to spend your money.
Oh yeah.
When it's like
do that,
yeah, he said he's like kind of not too politically correct, but that's how he said it.
Oh.
He was like people like they're counting the coins in your pocket. It's like they don't even have that money and they're telling you how to spend it. It's like, you know, this type of idea.
Yeah, we've had that too.
We've had that. We've definitely had that. Yeah.
Yeah, telling us how to spend our money, or like, oh, you should do this more, or you should spend it on this or save more. And I'm like, do you even know how much I have in my savings? Then don't. Like, what I say? Like, don't.
You see how the side of April comes out when she's just like, yes.
Don't.
We've got a question. I'm really gonna like say sorry, and I don't think I'm gonna be able to pronounce this, but I'm gonna try.
I can't.
Schilder Bedderfs Edens said, they often say to me, shouldn't you be painting instead of sitting on social media? They don't realize that I make money by giving painting tips and earn more than painting itself.
Oh, period.
Hold on. Let's give some applause for that one.
Just let them know.
You let them know.
You know what? You either gotta let them know, or you can just be quiet and just be happy and fulfilled more so than they are. Like, stop. People just need to literally stop with all their, like...
I love this.
Judgments.
Sarah also says, I take great delight in breaking the preconceptions about being in a wheelchair. There's a snarky joy in watching someone's brain screech to a halt when they realize that, yes, I'm the entrepreneur.
Period.
Boom,
That's right.
Sarah. That's amazing.
So awesome. Yes.
Oh, they said the name is Painting Company Edens in Dutch. Oh, okay. Yes, I don't speak Dutch, so I no wonder my brain froze trying to read it. But yeah, thank you for sharing that. So one other thing I wanted to talk about when it comes to self-doubt is that it can be both. It can come from both internal and external sources. So if you have that that negative self-talk, you look at yourself in the mirror and you just, for whatever reason, you were raised in a surrounding where it wasn't super supportive, or you were bullied when you grew up or something like that. Obviously those external factors can play a huge role in how you look at your own self-worth today. But as you transition out of those, hopefully out of those negative environments, even though those external factors are no longer present, you still carry the baggage and the weight of that from when you were younger. And so I believe that like a lot of people have a lot of fear and a lot of self-doubt, about themselves, even when they are in adulthood or in a situation where they can just choose to not feel that way anymore. They can choose to like work on themselves. They can choose to root out a lot of those, traumas that they had when they were younger. And I think kind of one of the common themes that I'm hoping from this live today is that as you transition into adulthood and as you transition into a place where you can make more decisions for yourself, you have so much more agency than I think you believe to feel how you want to feel, to do the things that you want to do, to be in the career that you want to be in. And I think it's just like again, maybe that means, going to therapy. Maybe that means working on and journaling. Maybe that means there's a lot of different paths to that, I think. But it's like, I think we just can't ignore that this can represent a very significant obstacle to a lot of people to make the income that you want, or to quit the full-time job and do this full time. Like, you can't ignore the fact that there are mental obstacles that I think a lot of us have to being able to make that happen. And so, I don't know, again, I don't talk about a lot of this type of stuff a lot on the channel, but the more I do this, the more I realize like how much this prevents people from like achieving their material goals.
Yeah. They say that the most important relationship you'll ever have is with yourself. So because that's true, you know how you take care, like, for example, if you're a parent, you know how you like put so much love and effort into your children or to your partner? You need to do that to yourself. You need to speak kind words to yourself. You need to bet on yourself. Most importantly, believe in yourself. And if you can do that, like, you're unstoppable. There's no way anyone could stop you from living out your dreams. Period.
Yeah. Pound it. Yeah. Yes. Pound. We can pound it. I was moving the mic to make sure that it was capturing it, but we can pound it too. We can pound it.
I was like, oh, you want to pound?
Yeah, that's super true. What are some of the books that you've read over the years that have helped you with like some of your journey with respect to confidence?
I wish I had my phone, but I'm charging it right now.
I have Audible Lift like pulled up. We might be able to see it.
You Are a Badass at Making Money by Jen Sincero, but you also have to listen to the book You Are a Badass first, because first you got to develop your confidence from the Jen Sincero You Are a Badass, and then you got to develop that money confidence, which is You Are a Badass at Making Money. And can I share a story about Jen Sincero? She wanted so badly to sign with a book, like a publishing company. Yeah, a publisher, but they could not compromise on a certain number. She never shared the number. And one day she just had to gracefully say no. But later on, that company came back to her and offered her exactly what she wanted. And like, I guess the moral of the story is you got to say no if it doesn't feel right, because you're going to feel bad you're going to feel like you just took whatever was offered. And sometimes you shouldn't do that. Like, I honestly, for me, when it comes to sponsorship, if I am not offered the amount that I truly feel that I deserve, I will not say yes. I will happily walk away. And sometimes that hurts. But sometimes all the time it hurts. But at the same time, even though it hurts to walk away from an opportunity, at least I know that like I walked away like with a firm belief that I know that I was worth it and I wasn't going to work for less. Because I know what I'm worth, especially if it's a lot less. Like, sometimes I just don't even reply. I'm like, are you? Absolutely not. Like, I'm confused. And it's not like it's not being entitled or any of that. It's just knowing your worth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Delilah says, thanks to April for the You Are a Badass book recommendation. I've read it a few times now and I love it. Yes.
Yay, I love that.
That's awesome. Oh, what's up, Jeff? We got El Jefe reviews in the chat. He says, Justin has helped change my mindset on what is possible for creators. I can't thank you enough for that. Much love to you both.
El Jefe, do you do tech?
Thank you. Yeah, he does tech. He does headphones. That's like his like earbuds and stuff like that.
That's awesome. Congratulations.
Hey, Jeff, how you doing, man? I know it's been a tough some time, Jeff's wife passed away.
I remember. Yeah, I'm so sorry for your loss.
So sorry for your loss, man. How's everything going for you? It's about time that we got to meet up, man, because Jeff's in the Bay. So
You're in the
we still
Bay?
have never met up, and I think we should like go out for lunch or something, man.
What?
Are you going to be at Vid Summit, by the way? Let me know, man, because I would love to meet up there at the very least. But yeah, man, just much love to you too, man. Great to see you here, and hope you're doing well, dude. Let's see. Delilah says, people have told me I'm too fat, too old, too ethnic to succeed in this career. It's not easy. I've heard it so much. I begin to feel the same.
Oh, Delilah, absolutely not. Don't let anyone tell you you're too this or too that. When I started my career on YouTube, I've had family, friends tell me, oh, they would insult me, but like low-key insult the same. But did it stop me? No. And I'm glad it didn't, because they can keep looking at my ugly face while I succeed. Go ahead. Go ahead. Since y'all want to low-key call me ugly.
Nothing about that faith is ugly.
You know what's uglier? Not succeeding.
Oh!
You know what's uglier? Being the hater.
Yeah,
that
for
said
real.
Crap. Y'all can think I'm not cute, but baby, this uncute face stay in your feed. You may not follow, but I know you watching them stories.
Oh my God.
Keep doing you. They can say all of that, but that's in their opinion, and that's not a fact. Because one thing's for sure, you're gonna win, my girl. You gonna keep winning.
Dang, let them know. Let them know. Let's get some applause for that. Let's get some cha-ching for that
No,
one.
but for real.
Oh, yo, Driver Sensei with the $10 super chat coming through.
Driver.
Thank
that's
you so
nice
much.
of you.
Really appreciate it. And he's got a question here.
Ooh, we got you.
How do I find sponsorships for travel for my actual channel? My travels aren't the luxury and bougie travels like all 9 million other people, 32 countries. I signed up for your email list.
32 countries.
Tell me a little bit more about your what you would call your content niche. Like, is it budget travel? Is it like I'm just kind of curious, like what would you say is kind of your value proposition, and we can kind of work through it. Travel opportunities are interesting ones. These were some of the first brands that we tried to get opportunities from when we first started, because we thought like, oh man, we're going on vacation to our honeymoon,
Thailand.
and wouldn't it be sweet if we could get like free hotel, or free accommodations or free airfare? And so I literally emailed hundreds and hundreds of hotels in Southeast Asia to try to get free accommodations, because that was the first and this was like back before there were like travel influencers and all that stuff too. And I think it's like more challenging now, candidly, because there's lots of people who will do the outreach and all that stuff too. And so most hotels and most airlines are familiar with this, model, that there are people who do this with their channels and their platforms and all that stuff too. And so they usually have a process to they'll send you to their PR agency, or they have someone on their team who handles these types of requests. And so it really kind of just depends on the opportunity, I would say. Let me scroll down to see if we get a little more info from L.
Driver, do you have
Driver
a YouTube?
Sensei.
Because I feel like because you do travel, a YouTube channel would be so great, because then we can learn about the places you visited. Like, I just want to know if you have a YouTube, because then you can do AdSense.
Yeah.
You can make money off of YouTube. The AdSense, you can do an Amazon storefront sharing all the stuff that you enjoy having while you travel. There's so many ways to. That's
Sorry.
Justin's sister.
My
Hi,
sister's calling.
Jessica. No, but there are so many ways to monetize. And it doesn't just have to be through getting a sponsorship, because we get travel opportunities sometimes that don't pay, but we will happily take it because it's like a free vacation. You know what I mean? Like, it's beneficial for our family, and then we get ones that do pay. It's all in between.
Part of this is like understanding that it's more about the relationship. So there have been some opportunities where, we are compensated, but then they'll come to us sometimes with opportunities that aren't. And they're like, hey, we don't have a huge budget for this, but it's like all these amazing things and accommodations and all this stuff too. And we're just like, sounds great, sign us up.
Yeah, because it's also the same company that also pays us for many other things that are super generous. Right, honey?
Exactly.
Like,
so the other thing too, hold on, we just got a quick shout out here from Wade. Driver, I am an alum of Justin's class, can highly recommend Brand Deal Wizard, where he can guide you in great detail of getting brand deals. Wade, Appreciate
Hi,
that, dude.
Wade.
Appreciate that very much, man. That means a lot. Appreciate the authentic support. So yeah, Driver, if you can give us a few more details on your channel, maybe we could give you some more customized advice. And yeah, as Wade mentioned, good time to just mention that cohort 10 of my Brand Deal Wizard course is opening enrollment on. Yeah.
Dang!
Can you believe
guys
that?
did
I've done 10
courses?
of them. Yeah.
Wow,
Wild.
I'm shocked.
Yeah.
I can't believe it's 10.
Yeah. Are you
Wow.
proud of me that I stuck with it? 10, right? It's
yeah,
crazy.
yeah.
Yeah. So cohort 10 opens enrollment on October 5th. So less than actually 2 weeks from today, I think it is. 2 weeks from today it opens. And it's a 4-week sprint. To teach you all about brand deal strategy. As Wade mentioned, it is a nuts to bolts program. It's a 4-week sprint. Week 1 is all about pitching, learning how to craft a compelling proposal that no brand will ignore, understanding how to find the right people, at these brands to reach out to. How do you find their email addresses and so on? How do you understand LinkedIn, the marketing hierarchies and so on? Week 2 is all around pricing, negotiation, understanding how to put packages together, price anchoring, all that stuff. Week 3 is all around execution. So how do you actually walk away from the production and feedback process with a brand where they, just think, wow, April and Justin were so amazing to work with that we just want to keep working with them over and over again. And week 4 is all around nurturing brands. So how do you get these brands to want to work with you over and over and over again? And I just wanted to so first of all, if you are interested in joining the waitlist, there's only 50 slots. So it is kind of a very nice, intimate group. And you can go to branddealwizard.com to enter your name on the wait list if you want to learn more. And you didn't hear it from me, but people who are on the wait list usually get in a little bit early. I don't know, you didn't hear me. Little Birdie may have told you.
That Birdie's him. He's the one who's
Yeah,
created
it's
Wizard.
me. I'm the Birdie. It's me. And I just wanted to quickly mention something. You were talking earlier about how our viewership or our quote unquote influence is so much lower than it was in the past. However, let me just mention something that April just got her largest deal ever. Largest deal ever in 15 years.
For one thing. Yeah,
just
for
locked
one.
it.
Yeah.
One brand, largest deal ever.
Yeah.
Can we just
Thank you.
Can we just give some cha-ching, some round of applause, give some golf claps in the chat here. Honestly, I'm so proud of you, honey. Honestly,
you.
I did negotiate the deal, but I'm proud of you.
I'm proud of you.
I'm proud of you. Good job.
I'm proud of us.
I want to thank myself. What was that? Was that Snoop Dogg? Who was that? I don't remember.
I want to thank myself.
Yeah.
For believing in me.
For believing in me. Yeah. Hold on. Liz said, I second that. BDW was the best money you can spend. I had no idea how to even approach brands. Now I'm turning them away.
Oh.
Holy cow,
yeah,
Liz.
She out there saying no,
Come on now.
my
Hold on. I'm
gosh.
gonna pull that one up on the
Oh
screen
my
because that one's
gosh.
too good not to.
She said.
Look at this. Look at this.
Oh, she
Hold on.
said,
I'm gonna screenshot that one. That one's dope. I always love pulling up these juicy ones. Nice screenshot there, honey. That was good. That was good.
I don't like that picture, honey.
Oh, too bad. That's okay. You look perfect. Traveler Sensei, is that, I guess that's you too. Is that it's the same?
Oh
Maybe you're a different.
gosh.
Oh, your different channel is Traveler Sensei.
Ooh,
And you just
Traveler
sent
Sensei.
another super chat. Holy cow.
Oh my gosh, Traveler Sensei.
Dude,
Yes,
that's
your
so
channel.
kind. Really appreciate that. Oh, here we go.
You.
I was referred to Creator Wizard through Nick, and this is why I had the bell saved to catch this live. Oh, Nick Nimmin, thank you, Nick. I'm assuming it's Nick Nimmin. Appreciate that very much. Yeah. So I think my main advice for you, maybe you could tell us your name, Traveler Sensei. When it comes to travel brands, candidly, the larger the hotel chain, the larger the organization, the more complex it gets in terms of understanding kind of the art and the science of understanding the marketing hierarchy. It's going to be easier at a boutique hotel or something like that to get through to the marketing director because it's probably just one person. They're probably handling everything, marketing, all the marketing and all the social media strategy and all that stuff too. So if you really do want to work directly with some of these properties, for example, then that would be probably a strategy, is going after some of these smaller things. But then once you start getting into these larger hospitality, travel and accommodations type companies, then the agencies get involved. So they hire these things called media agencies or PR agencies or sometimes influencer agencies specifically to help them with this stuff. And so that then you go down the road of like understanding, okay, who is the account executive who handles this account? At that agency, you can Google around to start understanding who's the account executive who or first of all, who's the agency that owns the account for Hilton. And Hilton, by the way, has a bunch of different like properties, right? They have like the Hilton Garden Inn, and they have the Wyndham, and they have all these, timeshare properties,
right?
DoubleTree, and they have all these
Hilton,
True and all these
they
stuff.
Own Alila, the bougie
Do
one?
they?
Yeah.
They do?
They
Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah, Alila's nice. We went to an Alila resort for our anniversary recently. But it's like, trying to go after a big fish like that is going to take more time and it's going to be more complicated. Not to say that you can't do it. Yeah, not to say you can't do it. But just like, I think knowing is half the battle of like knowing that it's going to be a longer process. It may require, more conversations and so on. Setting yourself up for success will be important. Let's see here. I'm like my mouth is like super dry today. I don't know
Drink
why.
your water, baby.
I drank it all.
Drink
I drank it all. Yeah.
Shoot.
Oh my gosh. Delilah says, I love how April is so gangsta and Justin is so calm. The best combo in a couple.
Girl, period. Period.
I'm gonna get. Can you talk? I'm
Delilah.
gonna get some water.
Yeah, Delilah, you got to. Yeah, so I'm going to teach you guys some clapback remarks to people that want to say something about you, okay? So for me, I would always get this comment like, oh, how are you so confident? Like, looking like you do. And I'm like, looks have nothing to do with my career. Like, you could literally... I could throw down in the kitchen and cook so good. What does that have to do with my looks? I got a cooking channel. What does my face or anything have to do with a cooking channel? You know what I mean? And also family life. What my looks got to do with my family life? Even makeup. You know what I mean? What my looks got to do with makeup? Makeup is for every face, okay? This face too. So you got to just be all like, why are you throwing shade at me though? Like, just... You need to just worry about yourself. Like I said, did you check your thyroid lately? Like, did you clip your toenails lately? Did you check the bottom of your nails and clean that with a brush? Like, literally worry about yourself.
Oh my God. What did I miss?
I was just telling them how, like, people would be like, oh, I love how you're so confident looking the way you do. First of all, ain't nothing wrong with the way I look. I choose to look this way. What's wrong with you? Like, what's wrong with your thyroid? What's wrong? Get your hormones in check. Have you checked your hormones lately? Because you acted cray-cray. Like, you know?
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, see, Delilah, tell them that.
By the way, you guys, I'm drinking Martinelli's apple juice right now. Like, did you guys ever drink this when you were a kid? This is the real glass one. I saw that they like switched to plastic like a couple years ago, and I was like, oh, they don't make the glass ones anymore. And then I'm not going to lie. Martinelli's PR came through. They sent us, Martinelli's emailed us and we're like, we'd love to send something to your family. And we're like, sure. And like, they literally sent us a case of like 12 of these, like the glass ones.
Honey, why are you drinking it though?
I wanted one. We had like 12.
Okay.
We gave so many to the kids.
It was the kids though. It said for their back to school. Is you in school, sir?
You know how stressful back to school is? Us parents need this right now, okay? Come on.
Sangria mix. Oh, your electrolytes.
That's actually good.
Yeah, Justin, take your electrolytes.
Yeah, I need the electrolytes, exactly.
I gave the boys electrolytes water today because they had a fundraiser run, and so I put some in their water. Yeah, and they liked it. They're like, tastes good. And I said, don't get used to it. You don't get electrolyte water every day.
Traveler Sensei said, I'm going to take your course because I've been wanting to get back hard into this. I've rebranded myself and I've just been collecting travel footage for the last year and I have a lot. Yeah, amazing. That's super excited about that. My self-doubt is coming from changing my channel around. And I don't want to post new content after hours of editing just to have the views at 3 because YouTube is finding a new audience.
No, Traveler Sensei, let me tell you. Post it anyways. You know what happens? If you title it and tag it, a certain way, like specifically where you are and what you're doing, people will find it. One of our most viewed videos is such an old video that we've had for like what 13 years. It said like Bora travel. When I first posted that video, it literally got like 1,000 views, and now it's at 500,000. It keeps adding and adding and adding, and because you'll be a travel vlogger, you won't just get travel opportunities. You'll get like food brands reaching out to you, like, oh, this granola bar. You'll get these vitamin company. You'll get so many like opportunities. So don't look at the views. Like, look at me. I don't get that many views on my channel, but I'm still pulling like $10,000 worth of sponsorships for like one video or 2 videos or whatever. You know what I mean? I'm still pulling deals, so you can still get paid. Yeah.
The other thing I would say is that I think your strategy really matters. And if you decide like, okay, I actually like search is one of my strategies, right? Like, so anytime someone is searching for, you know, recommendations for a certain destination or something like that, that's a very different strategy than trying to show up in people's search or like recommended home or recommended or browser recommended on YouTube. You know, your thumbnail and title strategy is going to be probably pretty different. And so Nick is like, you know, the guru when it comes to, you know, YouTube channel strategy for sure. So I defer to him on that. But like, don't let that, you know, deter you from like getting started. And like, I'm not going to lie to you, like when you make a rebrand, there is going to be a period where YouTube is going to be trying to determine your ideal viewer. And so there will be this, you know, the people who have subscribed to you to date, maybe if they don't like the new content, then there is going to be a period of that, but you're going to have to go through that period to be able to get on the other side of it, to get to where you want to be. And so that is going to happen regardless of when you decide to start posting the content. So better to start now so you can get to the other side of it sooner, you know?
And honestly, if you don't want to struggle with the rebrand, you can just create a whole new channel and start over again, because maybe the followers that you do have are not following for that specific reason. You know what I mean? You can choose. You can start over or you can rebrand, but I don't know. Sometimes the algorithm's a little weird with that.
I mean, we had a question here from My Yarn Left. My Yarn Loft. I think that's what nice channel name. At how many subscribers would you suggest approaching brands?
It don't matter how many.
I mean, so one of the things I talk about My Yarn Loft is that, your pitch has to change depending on where you're at. So if you have a channel with 500 subscribers, it may not be that compelling of a pitch to go to a brand and be like, hey, let me talk about you on my channel, because the viewership and the subscribership and like the results of that partnership, may not generate a bunch of sales for them, right? And so probably the thrust of your pitch when you're going and talking with a yarn brand or something like that is like, hey, I see that you don't have a YouTube channel, or I see that you're not posting content on social media very consistently. I can actually do that for you. Part of this can be, I post some about you on my channels, but I also create some content for you on autopilot every month, so you never have to worry about having content for your social media team.
That's nice. Like UGC content.
Yeah, exactly. So UGC and things like that. So maybe it's a hybrid approach. And so I think the biggest unlock is like a strategy should change depending on where you're at in your journey. And so don't let how many subscribers you have or how many followers you have prevent you from reaching out. Because again, getting in the repetition, putting in the work to like understand and having a dialogue with the brand, to some degree, you want to like get all the all the mistakes that you could ever make out of the way, because you don't want to screw it up when it's your dream brand, right? You don't want to have the very first negotiation you ever do be with like your dream brand and then you totally bungle it, you know? So I'm a big advocate of just like starting as soon as possible, and just not being too nervous about that. Yeah.
The reason why I say sometimes the numbers don't matter is because I get sponsorships on TikTok and I don't feel like I have a large following. You know?
Well, so how many do you have on TikTok now?
I have 38.
38,000. So it's not nothing.
Yes, true, but I never tried with TikTok. Like, it was just for fun, and then I still got my sponsorship.
So here's the inside secret around why you get deals and why lots of other creators get deals who may not have, metrics to back it up or whatever, a lot of followers, this type of thing. Because remember, I ran an agency for 7 years. Oftentimes brands will pick creators simply because they fit the profile of who they are trying to target. So for example, you may get deals simply because you're a mom who has
Or I'm
kids,
Asian
but,
and
or
Filipino.
maybe you could, like, you're Asian, maybe they're doing something for AAPI, or maybe because they need it's a toy that's
like
perfect
when I did
for
Raya, they picked me because I'm Filipino, and
Yeah,
Raya,
so-
the Disney movie, was for like they're catering. They want everyone to watch it, but I know I was chosen because I'm Filipino.
So you're leaning into your own uniqueness, and you're you're proud of it, right? How cool is it that you get to represent your community and talk about this, and you're excited to, like, hold up that mantle. And so the point is like, don't run away from the things that make you unique, because those may be the things that excite a brand about wanting to work with you. And so again, I ran an agency. I can tell you many times that a brand would say, oh, we actually want to work with this creator. Yeah, they may not have that many followers, but they fit perfectly the type that we're trying to reach.
Because they'll be like, we need this mom in her mid 30s,
Yes.
with children
Between the
18
ages,
months
yes.
to 5 years old.
Yep.
And then they looking fine, and then if they find you, ooh, you're it. You know what I mean? Yeah. So
It happens, like,
All the
it's
time.
certifiable. So, but anyways, time absolutely flew by on this live stream today. Thank you for joining me today.
You're
Hang on,
welcome.
smidge. Did you guys like this? Should I have April back on a future live stream? It was a lot of fun.
charged
Oh, you
Justin.
charge?
I
How much you charge
boba.
for a brand deal? Oh, a boba. Okay, perfect. Again, thank you so much to Uscreen for sponsoring this stream. Make sure to check it out in the description box, that video that I linked. And we'll see you guys next week. I will probably see you next week for another live. And yeah, again, if you want to sign up for the waitlist for Brand Deal Wizard, go to branddealwizard.com.
Yes. Bye, friends.
All
Have
right.
a great
See you guys.
day.
Have a